What does it mean to be a mediocre person? Most people think that mediocrity is all about intelligence, talent, money, or success. If someone isn't particularly gifted or hasn't accomplished much, they are often labeled as mediocre person. But there is a misunderstanding. Mediocrity has very little to do with our natural ability. It's not something we are born with. More often than not, it's a result of habits and mindset that slowly begins to value comfort more than growth. A mediocre person constantly chooses comfort over growth, even if they have the opportunity to become better. Think about how change happens in the real life. No one wake up in the morning and just decides to be a mediocre. It's usually a slow process. At first, it's just one excuse, then another. You postpone something because you will start next week. You avoid taking risks because failure seems embarrassing. You settle into routines that are easy instead of challenging yourself to improve. None of those choices seem important at that time, but in fact, they are completely reasonable on their own. The problem happens when those decisions becomes habit. They quietly shape our reality. That's why comfort is dangerous because it feels safe. It tells you that today is not the right day to start, that you will have more time later, or that the effort probably won't be worth it. It asks for almost nothing in return except that you stay exactly where you are. Months pass and years, and people look back and realize where all the time went. It wasn't the lack of talent which held them back. It was a gradual habit of postponing the growth. Those people who are exceptional, they never see growth as their end point. They keep learning even after they no longer have to. When they make mistakes, they don't see them as the proof that they are incapable. They see them as information, something to learn before trying again. And as I always say, motivation is temporary, but discipline is permanent. If your progress depends on feeling inspired every day, you will stop as soon as life becomes difficult. Discipline is what keeps you moving. It's actually what allows people to achieve something extraordinary. And the another thing is that people confuse being average with being mediocre, but they are not the same thing. Average is simply a statistic. It basically tells you where you stand compared with other people. Mediocrity, on the other hand, is more like a habit or like an attitude. Someone can earn average salary and live a simple life while still being ambitious, disciplined, and they are constantly improving themselves. At the same time, a person with wealth, immense talent, or fame can be mediocre if they stop growing and begin relying on the past accomplishments. This willingness to grow is actually what protects someone from being mediocre. To be honest, we all have experienced mediocrity in some way. We have all made excuses. We all have chosen easy path when we knew that the harder one would lead to something better. And it becomes problematic when it becomes your identity. Life is shaped by the standards we constantly accept. If you constantly accept less from yourself than you are capable of, eventually that becomes your normal. We have to raise our standards.